Welcome to Focal Point. Now, Peter, our final interview is...
Yes, we're going to speak to Brad Jansen. Brad is the Vice President of the Blind Sporting Council. How are you going, Brad?
Peter, how's things?
We're going very well. How are things going at the Blind Sporting Council? I guess I know you had your inaugural eye-to-eye banquet in Perth not so long ago. I believe that was a huge success.
It was. It was in conjunction with the Barry Cable Foundation. As you said, was the inaugural one, and took a lot of organising, but got pulled off beautifully, and they look forward to going again next year, which is great news.
I believe a full house, Brad. The Barry Cable room was, filled to the brim on the night.
Yeah, that is correct. It was just a huge success. To take what has been a successful function here for a couple of years and be able to duplicate that in West Australia is just it's a huge achievement, and just shows that, it's sort of testament to some of the things we've got going on at the moment.
And of course you've got the Adelaide one, which you've had, I think, 3 in the past. You've got another one coming up later on this year.
This will be the third, and the last 2 have been very successful, and I'm told the one this year is actually pretty close to a sellout now.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
Anyone intending on getting along would want to sort of secure the tickets pretty quickly.
Brad, we've spoken to you before, but for those that might have missed it, tell us a bit about your background and your employment, and I guess you're trying to bring you are bringing some of those skills and I guess that sort of ethos to the Blind Sporting Council as a board member?
Yes, look, my background's accounting and from a business management perspective, and I currently run my own property development construction business here in Adelaide. That's been going for about 6 years and quite well. And I think that the skill I best bring to the organisation is that corporate background and the ability to help transform the organisation into one that can take advantage of being run like a corporation.
I guess in this day and age, it's nice to have people with honourable intentions and with the warm and fuzzies, but in this day and age, as far as fundraising goes and not-for-profits, you need a bit more than that now, don't you?
Look, Peter, you're spot on. I mean, charity is an extremely competitive environment, as you know, and to have a board that's from a diverse business background, not just myself, but a few others we've picked up along the way, and some of them extremely competitive type margin industries really complements, what we're trying to do with the Blind Sporting Council. It's critical nowadays. If you're going to survive, you've got to be able to compete hard.
Now, tell us about one of your little projects that you've sort of, I was going to say invented, but you've introduced to the Blind Sporting Council, your change idea?
Yeah, the change for blind sport. Look, it's nothing revolutionary. It's a tin collection at the end of the day. But when we're looking at our programs, which now go under a regular review, we sort of identified 4 key elements that a program has to have for it to be worth adopting. One, it's got to be sustainable. In other words, we should be able to rely on the income from year to year. It's certainly got to be one that connects with our customers. It's got to have a relatively low cost of collection. In other words, more of the money collected gets to the end user. And it's got to be scalable. Can we push it out across the country? And basically, Change for Blind Sport meets all those. Key thing is, it's taking tins, and that we actually have a sort of transparent money box in the shape of an eye. We place it in sporting venues around ultimately the country, and the obvious connection there is we want to connect with the able-bodied sporting public. To say basically, sport's a big part of your life. Could you imagine being challenged visually, and how would you go about participating? So what we're saying to people in those club environments, next time you go up and buy your beer and you put your $4 down and you get your 30 cents change once you've been given a schooner as well, just drop the 30 cents into the tin and help with Change for Blind Sport. And the last element there is we're asking the club's bar person or the administration person to actually bank the funds for us, hence lowering our cost of collection. In other words, we don't have to employ anyone to go out and collect the money and do the banking, keeping the administration costs down, therefore meaning more of that money collected gets to the end users. So,
it's a great thing, as you say, to have that empathy with that sporting person. You're the Blind Sporting Council, and you're literally speaking to people who are speaking the same language. It's all about sport, whether you've got a vision impairment, whether you're able-bodied, sighted, whatever. The sport is the common theme.
Mate, look, unashamedly, we want to tug at the heartstrings of those people exactly. I think there's a point of relatability and a point of empathy, like you said. So that's certainly our target market, and it's like any business. You've got to understand your customers, and you've got to understand what drives them. And we've got two customers, the people that donate money to us and the beneficiaries of the donations. We've got to understand both and make sure we're putting programs in place that address the emotional needs of both.
Brad, have you got people coming to you and saying, can we be part of it, or do you go out and say, into your sporting club, would you like would you like us to put an ice shake tin in your in your bar or whatever?
Yeah, great question. We haven't had anyone come to us yet, but basically, once we invented the concept, we got 100 tins manufactured, and we've put them out proactively by contacting different venues, just through people we know, and those started to collect some good funds for us. Our strategy from here, Peter, moving forward, is to attack vertical markets. By that I mean, if you look across the sporting community in Australia, you've got all different sorts of sporting clubs. You've got cricket clubs, football clubs, lawn bowls clubs, etc., etc. What we're doing is going into the association level. So with Bowls SA, for instance, we've sat down with their general manager, Ben Scales, who has actually endorsed the program, and basically look at throwing their support behind us now vertically, as in that market segment, contacting the 240 bowls clubs in South Australia and asking them if we can place tins on all their bars and adopt the program. So that's the next level. We've tested it. It's working. Now it's to go and actually attack it in a strategic way.
Fantastic. Brad, you've also, as in the Blind Sporting Council, you've got your AGM coming up very shortly?
Yes, next Wednesday, I believe, the 19th.
Yep, at 6:30. And I guess members of the public can come along, and I'm sure we'll wrap it up in a month or so's time. But, it's the sort of thing where I guess, if people want to find out a bit more about the Blind Sporting Council, that'd be a great way to do it. And, Brad, I know there's a fair bit of work going on as far as your website goes.
That's right. Look, it's been on the agenda for a while, but Regini, our CEO, we've got some great things happening, and encourage people to hop on to blindsport.com.au and keep abreast of all the things we've got going on.
And I know that Tom and those involved with the website are very keen to get feedback, so people who might be using screen readers or adaptive technology, if you see or hear something on the site that either you like or don't like, I'm sure any feedback, as long as it's constructive, will be very well received.
Absolutely. Please, if anyone has that, take the time to let us know and we can do something about it.
And, Brad, obviously a great time to be talking about sport for people blind or vision impaired. We've just had the Paralympics. Earlier in the year we had lawn bowls. The blind cricket is off to India in November, December. So, sport is very much on people's minds. And, of course, footy finals as well.
Oh, look, there's a lot going on, and Kieran Modra and Felicity Johnson were a great effort at the Paralympics with their gold medals, and I think Felicity pulled out a world record as well. And it's actually funny how the world works, because I found out that the able-bodied rider that shares the tandem cycle with Felicity is actually the sister of one of our managers at work.
Oh, that's amazing.
Small world.
Brad, thanks for your time and keep up the good work.
Peter, thank you very much.
Brad Jansen there, the Vice President of the Blind Sporting Council, 8232 4644 or blindsport.com.au.